Hey guys, it's Jake with Aqua Sports Marine. Today I wanted to go over how to properly take off and install your prop. The tools that you'll be needing to do this is some kind of ratcheting tool that will tighten and loosen, a socket that will fit your ratcheting tool, but will also fit the nut that goes on the end of your shaft. You'll also need a prop puller. Different props can vary in size, and you'll also need a wrench that will fit that specific prop puller. A lot of things that people will forget is you want a piece of wood to stick in the prop low on the hub so that when you are loosening the nut, your prop's not just spinning. Let's hop right in. Okay, so your first step, you're going to want to take your piece of wood, slide it low in the prop, because what sometimes will happen is they'll put it up here and you'll end up folding that piece over, which could ruin your prop. So once your piece of wood is in there and sturdy, give it a little spin so it tightens up. Then you're going to want to place your socket on your nut and start to loosen it. And once it breaks loose after a certain point, you can do it with your hands. This one's on here pretty good, so there it goes. Then you can just go by hand. And now your nut is removed. So now we're going to remove our piece of wood. Give it a little shake back. It should come right out for you. Now we're going to move on to our prop puller. All right, guys, now that we've moved on to our prop puller, what you're going to want to do is place the back side of the prop puller between your struts and your prop. And then you're going to want to place your bolt in the center of the shaft. What this is going to do is you're going to tighten this, which is going to press against the shaft, which eventually will pull this back and pop off the prop. So you're going to want your piece of wood again. Make sure you slide it low in the prop, like we said earlier. Then you're going to want to spin it to lock it up. And then you can go ahead and grab your wrench that fits your prop puller and start to tighten her down. And sometimes it can be tough because they're on there tight. There'll be a big pop and you'll know that it came off. All right, like I said earlier, sometimes these props can be put on there pretty tight. Sometimes it'll help if you grab a hammer and give light taps. Don't swing it as hard as you can, but on the back side of your prop puller, you're just gonna want to go ahead and give it some light taps. All right, now that we got the prop off and loose, you can go ahead and remove the prop puller. And notice how that prop slid down. I went ahead and left that nut on there, put it back on, because if that prop wasn't, or that nut wasn't there, it would have slid down and you probably could have damaged it. So you can go ahead and push that prop up, go ahead and slide your nut off again, put that to the side, and your prop should come right off. Pull it right out. All right, now that we have our prop pulled off, I'm gonna show you how to properly install a new one. What you're gonna need for this is your same nut that you took it off with, same ratchet and socket. You need your block of wood again, and then two of the most important things when putting on a prop is your keyway and your cotter pin. This keyway is actually going to sit just like that in the on the prop, and if we actually come down here, you'll see on the prop shaft there's an indent right here, and this keyway needs to sit in there all the way to the back for it to probably be installed. Another tip is you want the keyway to always be facing up when you're putting it in. Cut. All right, now that we have your keyway installed properly on top, go ahead and grab your new prop. No damage. Make sure your keyway lines up with your prop. There's a notch in it, as I showed you before. Sometimes it wants to fight you, but if you just wiggle her up there, go ahead. And then a good tip at the very end, right before you push all the way to the back, you want to give it a good push back and that'll help you secure it in there. So we're just gonna give it a quick, and if you heard that, it slid right in, and I don't have to hold it. It's in there. I'm wiggling it. There's not a lot of wiggle room in there, which I'm confident that that's not going to go anywhere or slide off. The next step is going to be sliding in your piece of wood so it doesn't spin. Then you want to grab that same nut that you took it off with, and it's very important to start this with your hands because you don't want to cross thread it. So go ahead and pop it on there. It'll fight you sometimes too. Just find those threads. You don't want to rush it either. Once you find the threads, go ahead and twist down with your hand until it gets too tight. And then to lock in your wood, you're going to want to spin it until it stops. So right there's good. Then you're going to go ahead and take your ratchet and go ahead and start to ratchet it. We recommend 60 foot-pounds when putting a prop nut on. So we're going to go all the way to that, just so we're confident. And sometimes this might take a while, but it's very important to have this on there tight so you're not flying off halfway through a surf session. So my torque wrench has popped, telling me that I'm at 60 foot-pounds. And then the second most important piece is your cotter pin. So if you look at the end of your shaft, there's a hole on each side, and you're going to put your cotter pin through that hole. And then make sure it comes all the way to the end. Then you're going to want to bend these back. Sometimes these cotter pins can be tough to bend them back, so you could use needle nose or any kind of pliers to bend those back. And then you're going to want to go ahead and remove your piece of wood, spin that prop back, pull it out. And our final check here, we're going to wiggle it back and forth, and I'm not feeling any wiggle in there. And then you can also go back and forth like that, and I'm not feeling any wiggle in there. So that tells me that this prop is on there. It's on there securely, and I would be confident in this, taking it out to go surfing, skiing, do whatever you want. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now that I've showed you how to properly remove and install a prop, if you ever get dinged on the weekend, you're not out for the weekend. All you need is an extra prop, a prop puller, and the tools that I showed you. One extra tip for you guys, if you're ever boating and you feel a vibration, some of the times it might not be your prop and you could just have an excess amount of weeds on there. One quick reverse could do it, or sometimes you might have to get under there, pull the weeds out from the prop, and you should be good to go. Okay guys, thank you so much for checking in with us and watching this video. If you ever need any more tips or tricks for boating or any prop questions, go ahead and give us a quick email, text, or call. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.